but on the road like them craps. Check the facts, endless rhyme books in my backpack like that. I guess I acted out from lack of a father figure. Go figure, performing at open mics, wishing I could go bigger. I was never in it for the money like a gold digger.
Take me back to that moment performing at open mics and what was going through your head when you would do those.
I remember this one spot called Everlasting Life Cafe, and then there was also Bohemian Cavern in DC, Live, all these different spots that were really crazy. And I would just be so nervous, especially back then, because it's like I was the only white looking dude. You know what I mean? It's like some 8 Mile B-Rabbit shit.
Talk about putting in those 10,000 hours. I've seen the countless rhyme books you have.
Yeah.
From the open mics to now, you're a student of the game.
Yeah.
How have you been able to perfect your craft?
Honestly, it's repetition. That's the biggest thing is repetition and studying. Like, no flow is original. No, that's why it's like, I've seen certain shit that'll say like, oh, he's always got the same flow, or he's this or that, or he's got a flow like, you know, Cole here, or Drake there, or this or that, or whatever the fuck, but everybody takes everybody's flow. Like, it's just, it'd be different if I was like, something, Nemo, something, chemo, something, we know, and it's like, dog, you took that from forever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you doing? But there's a difference if it, like, just flow is flow, bro, and you listen to my raps, I never do the same flow the whole shit. I think it's very rare, maybe 1 or 2, and it's more like trap type shit. But I pride myself in every 4 to 8 bars switching up my flow. So it's never the same, it's always different. But that's from listening to Tupac and Biggie and Wu-Tang and Nas and Tribe and Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane and so-and-so and this and that, Lil Pump, whoever. Like, I'll listen to all these different things and be like, oh, that cadence was dope right here. Like, bitches wanna come and get the motherfucking flow. Like, bro, you know how many fucking rappers have done that before? Bitches, come and get the when I'm on this shit, I got my dinner on it. Like, it just is what it is. I could go through so many different flows when I spit this shit. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Flow is never lazy. Can I get it? Can I hit it? Can I get up? Second, I spit up. Second, I rip up. Yeah, I keep it going and going. Already knowing and knowing. Everybody, like, it's just that right there is what I do. I'll freestyle different melodies and they just come. But, like, I could have, who knows, a whole bunch of similar flows from either my older mixtapes, my older albums, my current albums. Bitch, I've been going and going like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm supplying the wood like Elijah. In the cut, smoking. That's kind of like the bitches coming good. It's just, it's all derivative of each other. But I would say it was from me studying so many different artists and understanding their cadence and their flows. I mean, that's what anything is. It's like imitation is the biggest form of flattery, right? It's like I wanted to be the RZA, the Jizza, Inspector Deck, Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon, you know, like I wanted to be these guys. So I would learn how they rapped and how they did their thing. Any real MC, you know, who starts from a young age, stands in the mirror and raps another rapper's shit and pretends to be them. Yeah, it just is what it is. So, but I would say it comes down to studying. I studied everything and everybody, and then in that I put my own raps, my own flavor, my own cadence here, my own this, my own that. It just is what it is.
When you say studying, like, you're very intentional. Like, you would break down, I mean, you told me this like early on, like you would break down people's like rhymes, structures, and figure out like
how they did this, how they do that. Like, yeah, I mean, the syllables, their word choice, how they would do things, you know, Eminem talking about you can't rhyme orange, but he's orange, door hinge, more, you know, whatever the fuck. So it's like, wow, I never thought about that. What a fucking idiot I am. But it's like, no, it's not what an idiot I am. It's just the level of MC that I was 10 years ago compared to an Eminem who'd already been in the game for 10, 15 years and just learning. But I legitimately, like, there's people who just like, no, I got the swag. I'm gonna do some shit like Migos. So like, I'm gonna be good. Like, it's all good. And then like, that's it. But it's like, yo, man, you suck. Like, the Migos are dope, and that's their fucking style, and they've been doing that shit for a long fucking time. But me, I want to know how to do that and this and this and that, and be a chameleon of it in a way. I've seen people actually try to use that term towards me earlier in my career in a negative way. I don't see it as a negative. I love to make music, and that's what's so funny. We've said this before. Is like people could be mad at me because I like to make music, like, you know what I mean? Because I want to try different styles or different flows or different this, like. You know, it's the same reason why I show love to Kendrick and Drake and all these fucking people. I wouldn't be here without Kendrick. Kendrick wouldn't be here without so many of these fucking rappers, dog. Neither would Drake. I mean, I remember seeing Drake's old, was like his Degrassi interview or some shit, and he takes you to his mom's house, and his grandma's there, and he's like, yeah, look, and he, like, there's this table, and there's like Kanye and the Clips, and like all these people, and now it's like they all got beef with each other, but it's crazy that's like, bro, he looked up to all, we all fucking look up to different people, but the difference is, and I'm starting to see it, though, changing where younger artists are like giving, I listen to so-and-so, or I listen to this new artist and he inspires me and I thought that was a dope vibe. People didn't used to do that. I was like a big advocate. In our interviews, you go back of being like, because people are like, oh, you sound like this. Like, yeah, I know, exactly. That shit's fucking dope, but that's how I would do it with my flow, with my sound, with my producer, with my this, with my that. The reason I got to where I am right now is from knowing and understanding everyone's style and then forming it and creating my own. Because what is Young Sinatra? Young Sinatra is Nas. Young Sinatra is Tribe Called Quest. Young Sinatra is this. But people could be like, oh, he's playing homage to the old school, so it's cool. But if I did that in the 90s, you know, people might feel a certain way, even though they all sounded like each other. You had Tribe, you had Slum Village, you had, you know, Dilla and so, and they're all listening to each other's shit, you know what I mean? But back then it was like, no, you don't say that shit. And that carried over for many fucking years into today, where I just never gave a fuck. Like, Kendrick, I love you. Like, I fuck with Drake. I fuck with Cole. Cole, that's my dog. Like, I love J. Cole, and I always will. And you can hear, I even say on this joint, Glorious 5, I'm like, hey, like, and I did it because when I heard the shit, I was like, oh, it's like some warm-up shit. Hey, that's the Cole Hey from back in the day. Hey, you know, just a youngin' with a drink. Like, that's that. And I'm saying it. And it's funny how, you know, I don't give a fuck what anybody says now, but I used to get persecuted for doing things like that and homage and this and that. But I would tell you where I got it from. Now, I've seen people on the internet be like, it's kind of stupid how people could like hate on Logic for being like, this is where I got this thing. I turned it into my own thing, but this is where I got this thing. As opposed to other artists who do the same shit, but they're like, nah, that's mine. And they don't want to say where they got it from. That's cool.
We're going towards a healthier place in music when I think artists can say that they're fans of other people's music. Because it's funny, one of the toughest questions I ever asked artists for a very long time was, who are you inspired by? Who do you look up to? Because artists were so scared of saying someone's name and then having that person diss them or saying they didn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
That, or maybe not being relevant a month from now or 2 months from now, whatever,
yeah.
and saying something that they would regret. That a lot of times they're like, if I was like, oh, what albums are you listening to now? They'd always be like, yeah, I don't know. And like nobody would ever want to actually say names because they were afraid that somehow it'd come back and like bite them somehow.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I haven't listened to hip hop in a long time. It's been a long time, man. Like, I'm just sick of like every day waking up and it's like a beef and so and this person, that person. You got to keep up with whatever fucking everybody's doing. I was like, nah. But I have rediscovered my love for old school hip hop. And it was not during this Young Sinatra shit. I was fucking Mac DeMarco and Toro y Moi and, you know, 1970s music and like all types of shit. I just haven't listened to anything really, which I think actually was great. It was like a cleanse of my palate. So then I'd go in with all the things I had learned over the years and skills and styles and rhymes and flows and schemes and beats. But it was all just up here creating something that really wasn't necessarily directly influential from this or that, for the most part, within this last like year and a half.
On Glorious 5, you talk about the relationship with your dad.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Me and my dad were totally cool. I love my dad. He's fucking awesome. He just had a baby. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, my man has a baby. Looks
What?
just like me. Okay, it's like super white ass looking baby. He's adorable. But my dad had a vasectomy after he had me in 1990. So he's like a miracle baby because he's like, what? Like,
how's that possible?
99.9% DNA match, baby. Damn. It's really wild. So I talk about my dad and I talk about, you know, certain things that we'd gone through and him like asking me for money or this or that or whatever. And after I recorded this track, it's funny because this was a few days ago because we just turned it in for mastering. I texted my dad. I was like, yo, I want you to call me and I want you to leave a message about where we are right now and where our relationship is. And he's like, okay, cool, because I wanted to include it. And he leaves me like a 3.5 minute fucking message. And in the message, he's like, you know, I just want to go on tour with you. And like, I want to hang out with you and like all this stuff and like music. And I always tell my dad, like, don't fucking talk to me about music. Like, that's one thing. Like, every time I talk to my dad, he's like, come on, son, you got to invest in me, you know, me and my whole crew and my whole this and my whole that. And he'll be like, yeah, you know, my manager, well, he doesn't really have a place to stay right now, but like, blah, blah, and like all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I look at my dad more of like an uncle, you know, like a fun uncle, like kind of who's not that fun, but like he's cool. But we're okay. Like, it's not like me and my dad are super close and be 100%, but we're so much better than we were. There's no animosity. I'm not angry at my dad anymore. And I never was angry in the records at my dad. It was just shit that was there that I needed to get out, and I needed to get out for others who have then come to me and be like, yo, it's okay to know that, like, I'm not allowing my dad in my life because he doesn't treat me well, regardless of what other people might think. And so it just sucks that there is still a bit of, like, not a bit, there's a huge disconnect between me and my father, because all I want is a dad, and I'm just not, I don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be a son, but to him, I'm this huge musician, like, no matter what. And he is very proud of me, and he tells me, he's like, yo, I'm very proud of you, but it's like, one minute he's like, I'm really proud of you, and I love you, and then the next minute he's crying, he's like, I need you to save me and shit. And I'm just like, man, like, I don't need that shit. Like, and it's fucked up, because yeah, okay, I'm in my house, I'm in my this, but it's like, I don't owe him shit. If anything, he owes me 18 years of child support. You know, that's a real fucking thing, you know? But it sucks that I tried to show at least the much better relationship that we have. And even then, when he left me the voicemail, he was like asking for shit and talking about music and making it all about music and stuff. And I love you, Dad, if you're watching this, but it's true. And it sucks. And I wish I could have a dad to, you know, talk to, but I don't. But what I still have is something that I appreciate, and that's him in my life. And so if, you know, when I talk to my dad, I got to be like, yo, chill, like, stop talking to me about music every time he fucking calls me. So be it. That's just my relationship. It is what it is. Those are the cards that have been dealt. And yeah.
One of the other things we talk about on this song is wanting to be a dad.
Yeah.
And that's something we talk a lot about.
Yeah,
like the fact that we didn't necessarily have father figures in our lives for parts of it. I didn't even really know my dad.
Yeah.
It has driven a fire in us to, when the time is right, want to do that, to kind of like have what we always wanted to have.
That's why I say in the song, I'm like, imagine just what could have been. Like, now I'm the man that I always wished he would have been. That's the craziest line to me. I'm the man I always wished he would have been. And I'm only 28. My dad had me when he's like 32. It's kind of like emotional when you think about that. It's fucking wild. It's like, I don't have kids yet. I don't have any of this stuff. And I'm still like, you know, able to raise a child and take care of a child and be there. Not financially. I'm talking about emotionally as a man. And it's sad, but it's also awesome, because I really hope to be a great father, and I think I will be a really awesome dad. So it's a bummer, but it is what it is. But my relationship with my dad is very, like, it's totally fine. Like, he's awesome and he's really funny, but he'd be still stealing my weed and shit. Like, if my dad steals my weed, like, it's really hilarious. It's not, but it's just, truth be told, it's not like the healthiest. But this also, it does have to do with, like, his past and drugs and abuse and all this stuff. And it's difficult and it sucks, but I love him. I just wish we could talk about something else. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, every time I talk to my dad, it's about music.
Do you think it's hard for him? I mean, he's a musician.
Yeah. I think it's all he has. To be true, to be real, I think it's all he has is because he loves music so much. But at the same time, as much as I know he's talking about music everywhere he goes, like, he's got to be somebody in his life where he's like, hey, let's watch a movie. Hey, what did you think about this sports game? Like, whatever the fuck. Like, I fucking hate sports. But if my dad wanted to talk to me about sports, I would learn everything there was about sports to have that with my dad. But once again, it's just always music. In my old interviews with you, I was like, yeah, my dad wasn't there and blah, 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 and all this other shit. It's not the case anymore. I still love my dad, and I'm glad that I have a relationship with him. And I wanted to show that we are better.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it is. It's a work in progress. It's always hard, though, because you never want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know? And I don't have to say this to you right now, because he's going to see it, and he'll probably feel some type of way, but I do that shit anyway. I'll talk not shit, not this, not that. I will talk the truth about anyone in front of that camera, because to me, I mean, that I feel comfortable talking about, because to me, it has nothing to do with them, and it has everything to do with their actions and how they have affected me, and then my story and portraying that to the viewer or listener on how to better their lives.
It's something that we've talked about a lot, and I
Totally.
think the fact that, you know, it kind of makes us, I'm gonna speak for myself, it makes me always think about, like, what would I have done? Or what will I do when it's that time?
Yeah, if you were in that situation, yeah.
Or when eventually, hopefully, I will have kids, and, like, how am I going to be a dad to them? And
Yeah, but you're going to be great. And you know what? It's like, no matter what, no matter fear, anything you have deep down, you know you're going to be a great dad. Like, deep down, you can be like, oh, try to be, like, modest about it, but it's like, I'm going to be the shit. I'm going to be so fucking great at being a dad. It's gonna be awesome. But I'm still gonna take time for me. Like, you know, people are like, it's all about the children. Like, no, it ain't. Like, it's gonna be a good 80% about my kids. I need to have, you have to have something for yourself, you know, but you're gonna be a great dad.
Thank you. I hope so. You have a line where you say, you're beautiful, you don't have to prove it to them.
Yeah, talking about myself, which in turn is talking about to the listener as well. Bobby, don't do it to him. You're beautiful and you ain't got to prove it to him. Bobby, you ain't shit though. 1 minute it's P.O.P., the next that shit be slit throats. So angel on my shoulder, that's my conscience. So basically just talking about, like, there's a voice in my head, you know, like there was always a voice in my head that told me that I couldn't work out and that I wouldn't do it. And I would go to try to work out for like 2 days and I'd be like, oh, I'm sore. And then it's like, see, I told you couldn't do it. And then one day I kicked that voice's ass and got in shape, you know, and there's these voices that tell us, you know, that we can or can't do something. And it's like, Bobby, don't do it to him. Like, don't be like, fuck y'all, I made it. Don't this, da-da-da. Like, you're beautiful. Like, I'm a beautiful human being. I'm a beautiful person. Like, I don't have to prove shit to nobody. Like, I think I'm a beautiful person. I think I'm a good person. That's all that should matter. You know what I mean? It's like, you got rappers out there with chips on their shoulders that are trying to prove that they're not this or not that, or that they are this or that they are that. Why? You know you are. Your fans should know you are. That's all that fucking matters.
Where do you think that voice comes from that says you're not beautiful?
Same place where it comes from that says you are. You know, it's just a part deep down that really believes that one moment, you know what I mean? Like, or you're not smart, or you're not good enough, or funny enough, or cool enough, or this or that. It's just self-doubt. But on the parallel, the opposite of self-doubt is self-confidence.
You think that at the end of the day, it's just a tools to, it's like, oh, okay, this is a negative voice. I can amplify this thought, or I can deconstruct the
Yeah,
thought.
I think it's the thing that makes us human, you know? It's like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without sounding like a psychopath, but I've been in the cashier line and thought about like punching the shit out of the dude in his face and like fucking him up or robbing the store. I don't know why, but I've thought that. I don't know. I have no idea why. And there could be motherfuckers who be like, I don't think that. It's like, bro, everyone at some point has fucking weird thoughts. Yeah. And you're kind of not in control of them. It's like, it'll come in. The thing that makes you a human being, a good human, is where you go, whoa, what the fuck? I would never do that. I'm not going to do that. Whoa, here's your change, sir. Thank you very much. And you walk out and you're like, what the fuck was that about? There are people who listen to those voices. And I think those voices are also there to tell you to do good things, like give the homeless guy your change, you know, or whatever the case may be. They're just there. Even if you don't give them your change, then there's the other side of you who's like, no, fuck that guy. Or, because like, I'll be seeing motherfuckers, I'll be like, because I'll just walk around sometimes with just a few $100s, and I'll be like, so many times want to just give all my money to the homeless guy, but I'm like, man, this motherfucker could be a heroin addict. He could take this money. I don't know. So what I'll do is I'll slip my money to, you know, the person who's at the restaurant working. And I'll just be like, yo, here's $100. And they'll be like, what the fuck? And I'll be like, that's not even on top of the tip. That's just, I mean, there you go. That's yours. And they're like, oh my God, thank you. Because the majority of the places that you go, they split tips and shit like that. So I'll like go aside and be like, this is for you. And then this is going to also be here for everyone else. But these are all the thoughts inside of our heads.
Last question for this song. You say, this is for anybody that feels like they're on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I feel like as you've been building the Rattpack, you've been very intentional about making sure that the people who don't feel like they belong anywhere feel like they belong to the Rattpack. It's like you don't have to be any particular way to be part of the Rattpack. You can love all these things, and as long as you're about peace, love, and positivity, like this is your home.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to kind of be that voice, and why is that important to you?
It's because I didn't really have that voice, you know, for myself. You had certain artists that were there, like Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's a huge one, you know. And it's just, I've already said this. I mean, when you really think about the things that I say, I've said it. I said it all in my mixtapes. Mm-hmm. But it's about saying it in a different way. Like, you're important, you're loved, I care about you. If no one else is there to tell you, I'm here to tell you. Be a good person, do this, do that. Literally every fucking album. And it could be redundant over, you know, or monotonous or whatever the fuck. But it's not, because it's different BPM, different vibe, different lyrics, different choice words. But it's very important to me because, like I said, I didn't have that. And to be able to create a place for fans to come and feel welcome, I wish I could have had that. And now I do, because all the time I didn't feel welcome in hip hop, not hip hop because hip hop's beautiful and loves and accepts everybody, but you know, hip hop as in like the media today and social media and the culture that isn't really the culture, but it's a fake. It's the fucking industry and all this shit, where I never felt accepted, and I still don't feel accepted. I feel that I've created a place where I too now am accepted by these fans and these other people, you know, these people who love me. The funny part though about not feeling accepted by the industry is fuck the industry. I've said it a million times. Fuck all y'all, like with a hard F. Fuck you, like fuck all y'all. That's a real thing. It's not me trying to be mean or anything. It's like you guys made me feel bad about myself, made me want to fucking kill myself, made me want to not do what I do, made me not want to be positive, made fun of me. There's people who made fun of me for breaking down on stage and crying and like manipulated me. Like fuck all y'all, man, because you're terrible, horrible people that are doing something for clicks and for money and for this and for that, and you're trying to say what hip-hop is or what the culture is or what it isn't. And what it is shaped by MCs like myself who spread a good message to the real culture, the real audience, the real family, the real lineage that is hip-hop. And hip-hop is anybody who wants to join the circle and either join in and be a part of the creativity or just soak it up and have fun and enjoy it. So,
and hip hop started off as the voice of the people who didn't have voices, because people wouldn't come into those neighborhoods. They wouldn't report on what was going on. It was a medium to talk about not fitting in. It was a medium to talk about how
police violence,
about how the news cameras wouldn't come into certain neighborhoods. It was that. So it's kind of interesting that it is at the core of hip hop to talk about the people who feel like they're at the bottom.
Yeah, man, which is pretty wild. That's all I care about. And for so long, as I've said, I wanted to be accepted by those people, but I mean, it's been a while since I wanted to be accepted by those people. That's why I don't do certain interviews anymore. I don't really interview with anybody, you know, and it's because every time you do an interview with somebody, they ask you some shit that don't even have nothing to do with your raps, with your this, with your that, and I'm just like, what? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I've come here to talk to you about music, about art form. Yeah, we could talk about what's going on in society and culture and this and that, gang violence, happiness, positivity, whatever the fuck, but when they just be like, yo, what you think about, you know, this Drake, Kanye beef? What you think about, like, what? Why are you even asking me that fucking question? First of all, why are you asking me that question? You could ask somebody else. I get it. Maybe it's their thing. We've always talked about beef and hip hop. Cool. But like, you're fucking supposed to be a reputable source of information. Why the fuck are you asking Logic, the king of peace, love, and positivity, about beef? Or did you hear what so-and-so said about you? Like, yeah, I heard what so-and-so said about me. You think I give a fuck? If I really gave a fuck, I would say something about it. But I don't. You know what I mean? So that's why you're appreciated.
The appreciation is mutual, bro.
Thanks, dog.
Day 2, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. That's insane. I said to this dude when he came over, I was like, all right, man, we need to kind of just keep this shit a little concise or we'll be here all fucking day. It's like my one day off.
The funny part is you say that before all of our interviews. You're like, hey, this one, let's keep it to a couple hours.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And then 4 hours later, we're like, hey, we only got through 4 songs, bro.
It's crazy.
So day 2.
Yeah.
Album's been released.
Yeah,
How does that feel?